Sure, he has some comforting words for those of us who are here. You're welcome, sir.
Senator Adams Oshiomhole represents Edo North in the Nigerian Senate.
Well, I'm just a senator of the Federal Republic. Let me straight address the family of Maduagu. There is nothing we are going to say here that will ease the pain of losing your daughter. I don't want to emphasize whether she was beautiful. Some say she was smallish, she was articulate. Because I think around the world, we are all unanimous as human beings that children should bury their parents and not the other way around. And yet, this universal wisdom, in this particular case, God has vetoed it. If Senator Okpe is going to make a law in the Senate tomorrow and it will be signed to the effect that let us make this thing a formal law, that law will be unenforceable. Because God, the Creator, doesn't give any human the power to decide when we are born and when we die. But like has been said by everyone, we all have a chance, if we bear this in mind, that we should live every day as if it's our last day, then we can choose how we want to be remembered when this day comes. I confess that I didn't know much about her, but listening to watching the video clip, and the one I watched in the Arise Money show, it reminds me of something that somebody had said, that there are two important dates in the life of a human being. The birthday that you are told about, because nobody really can say he knew when he was born. It is what your parents told you. And the day you yourself realize why you were born. From that video clips, Sommie knew why she was born. She wasn't born to lament the imperfections in society. Rather, she was troubled by those imperfections and make early decision that she's going to work through the public service to make a change and to build a nation that she and future generations will be proud of. That is the essence of our commitment to be in politics. And she was also clear that to be able to do that, she needs a platform to begin, not a platform that will give her the highest, more money, more wages, more bonuses, but one that will give her the opportunity to spread that message, to be known, to criticize, to engage, and to trouble those who have the opportunity to build Nigeria in such a way that all citizens will have a basis to remain loyal to our nation state. So if you ask me, I think she knew why she was born. She has played her part, and God vetoed. But even the priest who gave us such a beautiful statement, I have seen, I have read, and I have watched on televisions how even men of God, bishops, popes, pastors, reverend fathers, when they are critically ill, they are put on life support. So death makes all of us, that sense of rationality is lost when in moments like this. Because if that rationality remains, we would have to cry at all. Because whether later or sooner, it's the same. So to the Maduagu family, may the good Lord grant you the fortitude to live with a reality that such a beautiful daughter is gone, with all the promises that she holds. And I'm like, to my friend, I was going to say this to you. If she was going to be a senator, you will have to be retrenched from the Senate. Because in a moment like this, we should have a way to relax. She wasn't going to be one of those who are saying, give us the opportunity. She had a fighting spirit. I am going to be a politician, and I will go and try to govern Nigeria and shape it in a manner that we reduce the iniquities she observed in her environment. I join the family and friends and the family of this day in wishing and praying to God to grant her special space in paradise. And to this day founder who is not here, I always wonder how she, identified talents, give them opportunities. He is an example of what Nigeria should be. You have seasoned journalists, you have upcoming journalists, you have them old, you have them young. There is balance, gender equality within the Arise family. I think this is what it should be. What can we say to change what that God has done? Nothing. But what can we do differently? Like the father said, let's all be remembered that today we know, tomorrow we do not know. So now that we know today, what do we do today so that tomorrow should we not be? Let it be said that while we were here, we contribute our quota for a better society, and we are proud of the name that we bear. May her soul rest in perfect peace.
Good evening, everybody. It's one of the saddest things to come up here and speak words of tribute to a colleague, because no matter how much you try to rationalize it, it will never make sense. A lot has happened, a lot has transpired. There are many things we'll never know. But one thing that we know deep in our hearts is the fact that we loved Sommie, she loved us, and her greatness was unfinished. So let Sommie's light continue to shine in our hearts, and let us take that to focus on the things she loved. In moments of grief, I like to be quiet, and I understand silence, some people say, is perspective. But today I know nothing, but I know a poem that has always helped me in my time of grief and hurt and silence. And it's a poem written by Brendan Connolly. And it says, "May the silence break." And this is dedicated to Sommie's family, because I know it's tough for them to make sense of this. Because you do not speak, I know the shock of water encountering a rock. The supremacy of silence is what I hate. Only gods and graves have a right to that, or one who knows what this is all about. Perhaps you do. If so, let something break through the walls of silence surrounding you. Out here among words, your silence is the magnet I am drawn towards. Men's mouth, animals' eyes, and the throats of bird. Fear this impenetrable thing. So do I all day long, and when the night drops like a confirmation of what you are, the controller of every star and possessor of what daylight struggled to reveal. This possession kills whatever it wields. Nothing I say tonight will matter, nor should it. And this silence, by all of us at the grief we feel, is right, because it knows it is. And I shiver in that cocksure ice, and long for the warmth of the bewildered eyes. But may the silence break, and break into words that speak of the pain and the heartache we all feel, and the hurt that is hard to bear in the world out here, where love continues to fight with fear. But I assure you in the end that the war on silence will end in defeat, and every heart permitted to beat in the air that makes hearts sweet. It is the hardest thing to say, but it is going to be well. And at some point, the silence we all feel today will break. I know it doesn't make sense now, but sometime it will make sense. And all the glory will be to the Lord. Amen.
What a loss. What a loss. I stand before you as the senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, and that's the district of Sommie. She hails from Agolo. Agolo, by the way, is in Anocha local government area. That's my local government. And my community is just next to her community. One thing that has happened is very clear from this night of tributes. When a good person leaves this world, everywhere will be running helter-skelter. In the morning of 29 September, when she died, my son ran into my room with a bang. Daddy, somebody died. I said, who is that? He said, oh my God. She is somebody from Agolo. Agolo is our neighboring community. I said, who is that? So she knew her from London. I said, what happened to her? He said, there was a robbery attack where she lived at Katakbe. I said, what happened to her then? He said, she's dead. They've not gotten the details. It was a breaking news. I said, Less than 15 minutes after, her cousin, Sommie's cousin, called me from Atlanta, Dr. Mrs. Uduaghan. Her uncle, late Chief Osita Madagu, was the chairman of our own local government when he was alive at the time. So I now knew what has happened to us. I couldn't believe myself. The news went everywhere. And I said, oh, this one at Arise News, that's what my son told me. And now reconnected her. And listening to her now, I saw why she wanted to meet me, but she could not meet me before her death. She was interested in politics. She said it herself. She wanted to do politics to be able to have the opportunity to provide service to her people. But this death has cut that dream. And listening to the beautiful tributes here this night, you can imagine the loss. How all those things had ended. And still very young girl, 30 years or 29 years. But I don't want us to keep crying like the priest said. Death is a reality, it can come at any time. But I want to remind us about what happened on the 7th of September. Pope Leo XIV canonized two young people, saints, two Italians. One was born in 1991. He died in 2006, just 15 years. The other one was born in 1901, and he died in 1925, 24 years. The first was Carlos Akpoti. 19 years after her death, she was canonized a saint. The other one was born 1901, died 1925, 100 years after he was canonized a saint. It means that the number of years you live do not matter, but the impact you make. So we're still going to hear about this, our sister. In a time in future, nobody will ever remember. Her good deeds, as enumerated here, will surely bring her name back. So I want to console my brethren, people from Agolo. I've seen her uncle and all the members of the Madago family. Very beautiful family in my constituency, in my neighborhood. I don't know what we can do to bring her back. Such a beautiful girl with a lot of promise, with a drive and determination to do great things in this country. But we'll leave everything to God. So I want to say that she has gone, but her memory will remain with us. We just have to be strong and keep looking up to Jesus to comfort us in our sorrows, and also to the Holy Spirit to give us strength. Everybody here is shattered, particularly the family members, the cousins, the siblings, those who lived more with her, both in the UK and here. And then the Arise family, Arise television family. May God bless all of you. Take it that it has happened. All of us will take it that it has happened. May the soul of Sommie, Christelle, Mother Ogwan, souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Adieu, Christelle. We love you and we miss you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Victor Ume. A night is definitely not enough to remember, honor, and celebrate Sommie.
Thank you very much, Adesua. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm actually giving a vote of thanks. On behalf of the entire Rise News family, I stand before you this evening with a heart full of gratitude, even as we navigate this profound grief. To the Maduagwu family, Sommie's parents, siblings, and extended family, we thank you for sharing your beloved daughter, sister, and kingswoman with us. She brought light, excellence, and grace to our newsroom, and those qualities were clearly nurtured in your home. Your strength during this unimaginably difficult time inspires us all. We stand with you today and always. To our management, led by Prince Nduka Obaigbena, and the entire Arise Media Group leadership, thank you for organizing this beautiful night of tributes and for ensuring that Sommie receives the honor and recognition she so richly deserves. Your support for our team during this tragedy has been unwavering. To our distinguished guests, media colleagues from across Nigeria, government officials, and friends who have traveled far and near to be here with us tonight, your presence speaks volumes. Thank you. You remind us that Sommie's life touched so many that the journalism community is truly a family. Thank you for standing with us. To everyone who has sent messages of condolence, made phone calls, shared tributes on social media, and kept our team in your thoughts and prayers, your compassion has been a source of comfort during this dark time and those darkest hours of our days. To the security agencies working tirelessly to bring justice for Sommie, and security guard Barnabas Danlami, we thank you for your dedication and the progress made thus far, while nothing can bring Sommie back, we take some solace in knowing that those responsible will face justice. To my colleagues at Arise News, the anchors, reporters, producers, camera operators, editors, and every member of our team, thank you. Thank you for your resilience. Sommie was not just our colleague. She was our sister, our friend, our inspiration. As we continue her legacy through our work, may we always remember her professionalism, her warmth, and her infectious smile. Finally, to Sommie herself, though you are no longer with us in body, your spirit remains, like I always say, in every broadcast, every story we tell, and every life you touched. We were taken away from us far too soon, but your impact was immense. We promise to honor your memory by continuing the work you loved and by standing for the truth you championed. As we continue this night of tributes, Let us leave here not only with heavy hearts, but with renewed commitment to living purposely, loving deeply, and making a difference, just as Sommie did in her 29 years of life with us. May her soul forever rest in peace, and may perpetual light shine upon her. Thank you all again for being here tonight. We deeply appreciate your care. Good night.
Thank you very much.